understanding the fundamental building blocks of matter and their electrical interactions. Atoms, molecules, and ions. Chemical foundations include atomic structure and bonding. Let's begin with the atom. An atom is made of smaller particles called subatomic particles. At the center of the atom is the nucleus. The nucleus contains protons and neutrons. Protons have a positive charge. Neutrons have no charge. They are neutral. Electrons have a negative charge. They move around the nucleus in regions called orbitals or energy levels. It is very important to remember, protons never change in chemical reactions. The number of protons defines the identity of an element. Now let's look at the roles of these particles. Protons determine the element's identity. Electrons determine how an atom behaves and reacts with other atoms. Neutrons provide stability and add to the mass of the atom. Next, let's talk about molecules. Molecules are formed when atoms join together through chemical bonds. Atoms can also become ions. A neutral atom has equal numbers of protons and electrons. If an atom loses electrons, it becomes a positive ion, called a cation. If an atom gains electrons, it becomes a negative ion, called an anion. For example, sodium can lose an electron and become a positive ion. Chlorine can gain an electron and become a negative ion. Now let's understand bonding. There are two main types of chemical bonds. Ionic bonds happen when electrons are transferred from one atom to another. This usually happens between a metal and a nonmetal. Covalent bonds happen when atoms share electrons. To understand bonding better, remember the octet rule. Atoms tend to gain, lose, or share electrons to have 8 electrons in their outer shell. Now let's discuss isotopes. Isotopes are atoms of the same element that have the same number of protons but different numbers of neutrons. Because they have different numbers of neutrons, their mass numbers are different. For example, carbon-12 has 6 protons and 6 neutrons. Carbon-14 has 6 protons and 8 neutrons. And they have the same number of protons, so they are both carbon. But they have different numbers of neutrons, so they have different masses. To summarize, atoms are the basic building blocks of matter. They are made of protons, neutrons, and electrons. Atoms can form molecules by bonding together. Atoms can also become ions by gaining or losing electrons. And isotopes are atoms of the same element with different numbers of neutrons. These concepts help us understand how matter behaves and interacts.